Is Joe Masterson. I represent the Misong Cancer Foundation. That's MISONG Foundation, all one word, .org on the web. By training, I'm an attorney. I taught law at the Brooklyn Law School for over 20 years, and I represent the foundation as its president. We are here today to ask you to be as generous as you can to help fund something that we think is vitally important, and let me describe that to you. After Misong died, and if I may, let me show you a picture of her. She was quite beautiful. She died after battling, if you can see that, she died after battling cancer for over 3 years, and it was quite a terrible struggle, and I was with her most of the time. And during the time of her struggle, we sat down and tried to identify the things that went wrong during her treatment, and a lot of things went wrong. And you can, if you care to explore it further, this book is on Amazon. The title is How Doctors Kill, How Angels Die, and it's written by me. But in any event, we and especially after she died, during my grief period, which was quite a long time, we identified 10 factors which we thought, if we had been able to change these or make them a little bit better for her, she might have survived. So we asked the Song family for a donation so that we could conduct a clinical study, which we did. Over 3 years, we studied 360 cancer patients. Now I'm going to hold up a chart here. We studied 360 cancer patients divided into 2 groups. The first group, this group here, got no information from us. We did not supply them with help in terms of the 10 variables that we identified as key in terms of cancer survival, those variables I mentioned to you before. The other group we gave the information to, and we helped them with the variables as they struggled with their cancer. The results were striking. In the group that was helped, the group that received the information, only 11 of those died. I say only, but that was small compared to the group that received no information, where 62 died. We had a 520% improvement in survival rate. Now, we have taken these variables and we have placed them into an app. And we wish to take this app all over the country so that cancer patients, if they wish, can buy into the app, and eventually we're going to make it for free. But right now they can buy into the app, and they can get the help that we were able to give those people in the group that survived better than the other group, the group we just studied. Now let me discuss a few of these variables. Now before I do, let me throw out some numbers at you. You may be surprised to know that 100,000 people in this country die every year in hospitals now, because of the negligence of the doctor, the hospital, or the nurse. 100,000. That means in a 10-year period, more people die as a result of that than have died in all of our wars. Moreover, you'd be surprised to learn that doctors are paid by drug companies to push the drugs manufactured by those companies. $6 billion has been paid to doctors over the past 5 years to push drug company products. Now that means that you go to a doctor for cancer, and he places you on a particular regimen of drugs and treatment, you do not know whether or not he is getting kickbacks for pushing that drug. You do not know if that is the best drug for your course of treatment. We do. Moreover, you're given a doctor. You've got cancer. You go to your GP and he recommends Dr. X, and you go into treatment with Dr. X, an oncologist. He's licensed, etc. What do you know about Dr. X? Do you know if Dr. X has ever been sued for malpractice? Do you know what Dr. X's patients have to say about him? Do you know whether Dr. X is receiving monies from drug companies to push products? You don't know these things, but we do. And these are the types of things that you should know if you are being treated with a serious illness. And it just doesn't apply to cancer. It could apply to anything. Remember, 100,000 people who go into the hospital for cause A will die in that hospital because of negligence, not related to that reason that took them into the hospital. Imagine that. So we have this information, but to get this information, it's difficult. We did it for a 3-state area, Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey, and we wish to do it for the entire country. Right now, we can advertise the app in the 3-state area, but we need advertising money, and we need more computer technology to house and identify the variables that are crucial to the treatment of cancer. So this is why we're here. We're here to ask you to help develop this. We think we can change cancer treatment tremendously in this country. We can make sure that people have the best of what they need, not something that they're unaware of, not something that can hurt them. Hospitals, for example, I'll bet you're unaware that the worst hospital in the country, according to U.S. News and World Report, is right here in New York. And that hospital is Jacobi Hospital. And I wouldn't name it if it wasn't true. It's true. Imagine your mother has cancer and she's in Jacobi Hospital, and you don't know what I've just told you. Wouldn't that be a big concern for you if you learned about it? You should know these things. We know it. You can't find it out. You can. It'd be extremely expensive and difficult. But we do. We have it. And we can give it to you just like that. So that's why we need money. We need $200,000, as we've indicated. That will help us in the 3-state area. The monies generated from the advertising and selling the app in the 3-state area will allow us to move throughout the country and develop our database of all physicians, all oncologists, all hospitals, all drugs throughout this entire country. And we can do it. It'll take about 3 years, but we can do it with your help. Now, finally, if you look on the site, you'll see that we have an advisory board. All people who contribute to the foundation will become members of our advisory board. It's cool. There are some cool people up there. You might want to take a look at the board. Maybe some people you don't feel should be on it, but that was our choice. In addition to becoming a member of the advisory board, let me hold this up again. We have mugs, shirts, and bath items, depending upon your level of contribution.